Hi everyone, this is Oscar from Underdog. Today I want to do something different than the usual tutorials. Today I want to talk about the League of Legends Worlds song called Take Over. Every year, the publishers of the video game League of Legends, they publish this one song, which is like the theme song for the World Tournament, right? The World Championship, which is happening right now. They're playing the semifinals this weekend, and next weekend there's the finals. So it's almost over. And there's been like the championship song, which every year has been an absolute like incredible experience. Like the drawings, they have an animated clip that goes with it, and it's just mind blowing. It's like just perfect media content in your face at full speed. So many different genres, different personalities. If you're into the game, they've also got like real characters from the lore in there. They've got like the previous World's Championship like winners in there as characters. So it's like doing like an homage for the fans, a tribute for the community. It's absolutely crazy. And when you're watching the video, it's like overwhelming. It's almost impossible to even listen to the music just because it's just all one big experience. And that's just beautiful. I mean, before we even talk about the music, let's talk about the animation. The animation is like a choreography, like ballet on steroids, like a pure celebration of like physical, like martial arts, dance movement, strong lines, just colors, just everything is just overwhelming. It's beautiful. But today, I actually want to talk about the music. So I was getting a little bit carried away. But I mean, you need to get a little bit carried away when you watch something like this because it's just over. So what we're going to do, let's look together at the song. And at one moment, I'm going to pause it, and then we're just going to deconstruct it, okay, into like 5 layers. And that's what I want to talk about, those 5 layers. And I'm going to make them in Ableton. And at the end, you're going to get the project file for free as well. You can just download it and learn how to use some of these tricks in your own productions. All right? Cool. Let's watch this thing. Straight out the gate, that atmospheric opening and then those massive horns is just absolutely blasting. Like they come in as one unit, just the drums and the horns, and you're just like, whoa, what is this? This is like, is this trap music? Is this orchestral? What is this? It's like neuro bass line. The colors on this. The vocals, like what the hell? So many layers in that vocal. Like the vocals in themselves, if you just had the acapella, like with the effects, it would be a song in itself. Like notice the beat here. It's like pure like 808 trap style beats. That's very like EDM, Tomorrowland kind of build up. That like stutter, that ta-ta-ta-ta, go. It's just, there's so much to say about that, and we're gonna get into it in a second, okay? Go, go, go. Those vocal screeches. Okay, and here the energy comes back down, and then it comes up for an even bigger climax. But there's already too much to unpack. There's already too much to unpack. So let's start unpacking, okay? The section that we just listened to, the one that goes from about here, when he just enters the forest, that's the one that we're going to unpack, because it's focused less on the vocals and more on the music production behind it, and that's what I want to focus on. So let's go. Okay, we're going to break that down. We're going to jump into Ableton and let's have a look, okay? Okay, first let's talk about the drums. The drums are pretty straightforward trap drums. What does that mean? That means that the beats per minute is about 150 beats per minute. It goes like boom, boom, boom. So it's like halftime, boom, boom. And the thing that makes it trap is like all those hi-hats at the top. And those are all like very much taken from like the palette of 808, the TR-808, the Roland old drum machine. That's the one that really inspired this. So let's have a look at this, right? Just the drums. Okay, a couple of things to notice. The hi-hats here are in triplets. So they go 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. Very important to notice because yeah, you might get stuck on the 4-beat grid, but it's a 3-beat grid that you really want. You've got some fills that happen here that play really well with the other sound design elements, and then the clap has this like kind of a gated reverb on it, like that makes it kind of like epic, but still leaves space in the mix. And then after a while, it gets alternated with this dry one. So you go from like big to small, or like dry, you know? And then there's just a low tom there at the end to alternate from the kick to give like a different timbre in the low. The kick is just an 808. All right, cool. So that's in itself not so special, right? The big thing is once that gets merged with level 2, which is the bass. So all this is exactly what we had before, but there's this horn bass added into it, which is playing a very simple pattern. What else is happening in there? There's also some pitch bends going on. And the bass patch itself is made out of 3 layers. We've got the deep synthesis part and 2 layers of samples over the top with a bunch of processing afterwards to make it tight. If you want to use this brass sound in your productions, just download the Ableton set. It's all for free. You can have this, okay? Now that there's a harmonic element, I want to talk for 1 second about the music theory of this song. There's a lot going on in this song in terms of music theory that we can't go into, but I do want to touch on the fact that it's in C sharp minor. That's the scale. So C sharp minor goes like this. Those are the notes of C sharp minor. So the hook goes something like, right? However, at the same time, the bass is down here and it goes like this. The bass really always stays on the same note, unless sometimes it comes up here, but it stays on the same note almost the whole time. That's really insistent. That's actually kind of unusual. Usually the root note of the bass, like the bass note, is moving around to follow the chord that's being played, but here it really stays very central. And it not only stays very central, but it kind of pitch bends up and down and slides around this note a semitone higher. Now the note a semitone higher isn't even in the scale, unless you consider that it's in the Phrygian scale. Could be. The Phrygian scale is the same as the minor scale, except that the first step is a half step. So the melody and all the other elements are definitely in C sharp minor. However, this bass is messing with this semitone. And because a semitone interval is kind of edgy and cool, this is a really, really like thick feeling for this bass. So it's a very interesting music theory thing that they did for something that's actually quite basic. All right, the third element is the turnaround, where it kind of feels like things are slowing down or speeding up as we're approaching the end of a phrase. So that sounds a bit like this. Those are the ones that I'm talking about. So this song is full of that, like things slowing down and speeding up, like just as the turnaround arrives. So you choose yourself pretty much any element. You program in an interesting beat that's kind of similar to those like rim, like the, you know, those kind of like rolls. And then you do like a pitch bend over the course of that, or like you transpose it over the course of that sound. So you, instead of it going, it goes something like this, you know. So you just you modulate the pitch as you go in and out of this stuff. Now, we can't go into the full vocal production, but level 4 is the vocals. I want to talk to you for a second about how dynamic the vocals are. Sure, the vocals are doing all these like harmonies and music theory stuff, but let's just talk about the timbre of the voice. It mixes extreme loud voices with extreme intimate voices. So it goes from things like this, which is like where you're screaming at the microphone. Right, you're screaming at the microphone and then you just turn it down and you put it into a distortion unit and put it into some reverb to make it sound really like far away. But then at the same time, there's little things like this, go, at the end, like go, like little soft sounds and layers in the beat that go like that. So all together, you get something like so having this quiet, like this intimate vocal plus this like not the opposite of intimate vocal, it really gives you like this emotional dynamic range where it's like, oh, as a user, as a listener, you're just like, poof, it's emotionally resonating on all of your frequencies, you know? And you even have having these like vocal layers in the middle of the beat. It really like adds something, like something for your ears to latch on to that's recognizable and human. So that's awesome. Then the last thing that I want to talk about is those like stutter effects at the end where it goes like pa. So let's look at that. So I've got an example of what it actually sounds like in the real track here. That for me is like pure like EDM glitch. So to make that, we go onto the master channel and we automate an audio effect rack to influence a utility. And we set it to glitch like this. So let's listen to what that actually sounds like. So it creates that like stutter stop, and then you cut out a bunch of elements and you place this like reverse effect. It's like an echoed version of glass sounds, but like reversed. And that creates this like, kind of like here you get this, you know? So voila. Okay, and that creates this like extreme contrast with a production that's super full and always like at maximum volume. And then suddenly it like cuts out like that. It's incredibly stimulating, because it shows that they've mastered, like they've paid so much attention to the production that it's just mind-blowing. Okay, and there we go. That was like a music production look at how to make a song like this League of Legends song. Okay, we broke it down to several layers and you can kind of see the matrix through all the different layers that are hitting you at the same time. So if you liked that kind of stuff, if you think it's maybe something for you, maybe check out one of our classes on www.underdog.brussels. Check out the other videos on this channel. Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Like this video. And also leave a message in the comments below to let me know if you want more content like this. If you want me to look at any other songs, break them down into concepts, remake them as you wish. As I said, the Ableton files for this are for free. You can have them. Gift from me to you. And that's all from me today. My name was Oscar. I hope you're all well. Be good to each other. I love you all. And take care, okay? Bye-bye. Would you like to try making electronic music? That's what we do at Underdog Electronic Music School, based in Brussels. We offer a program called the Bootcamp program, which is designed for absolute beginners who want to start having fun making their own music, but who don't have experience yet doing that. We run online classrooms in small groups where you and a real teacher go through 12 classes where you see from A to Z how to make electronic music and how to start having fun. You can ask any questions at any moment, and you can also focus on the genres and artists that you love so that you can start making the music that you're passionate about. Check out the details on www.underdog.brussels and get in touch for a test session or to sign up for one of the classes. So, until we hear from you, see you online.